Hey everybody, welcome back. Once again, we're in the toy box. This is under construction, and I gotta tell you, it's really pretty much constructed. We're just gonna do a little bit more work on the logic. A lot going on. Let's go with the fact that, well, I'm gonna start with this was inspired by a picture that was posted on our community page, Infinity After by Midnight Q. And he said basically there was an episode of a TV show that I guess has the Iron Fist character, and this was a map he made based on a fight scene from the show. So there was only one still photo, therefore I had to improvise a little bit from what I could see. What I couldn't see I kind of made up in my own mind, and I know it'll be different than his in some ways, but I think I captured the majority of it. I really liked what he did with the fountain here, and it took me a little bit to figure out how he did it, but that's part of the fun in this game, even after the servers are gone. So I'm going to take you guys through a quick look of it before we start working on the logic, and I'll explain to you what I've done with mine. I don't have any idea what his box does, and I'm not even sure that some of this stuff is what it is, but it's what it looked like to me. So it looked like he had the lattices up there, and he might end up jumping in here some point during the stream, and then we can ask him directly. I don't know why I'm using Zeb, man. He's just too aggressive. But I don't use them often, I guess is why. Mark. Oh, yeah, well, I was just getting ready to get into that subject matter. So, current situation is I'm just really looking to get the hell out of the state of Florida. I hate this state with a passion. I cannot say enough negative things about Florida. There is nothing positive about Florida, unless you're a beach person and like heat, which I am neither of those. So if you're into the beach and if you're into hot weather, then Florida has something to offer you. If you're a hockey player who likes the cold and likes seeing the seasons change and doesn't like dealing with a friggin' hurricane every other year, then this state has nothing to offer. So we just had Hurricane Irma blow through here literally, and I got quarantined at work for almost 2.5 days. Which I hate that crap, but that's part of the gig. And by the time I got home, I'd already seen pictures, and I knew what I was getting into, but brand new fence, not even 8 months old, $3,000 worth, gone. The entire front of the house, the roof has to be replaced. And you get to that point where it's like, do I want to put another fence up? Why, for 8 more months? At $3,000 a pop, that gets pretty tough. I really think I'm going to have to change his character out. I'm not feeling it. So anyway, I've been in Florida since '86. I will never be a Floridian. I will never claim it. I will never put it on my anything. Nothing about the state of Florida I can say nice things about. Nothing. Let me switch these characters out and get something a little bit more friendly. Alright, switching gears. The whole purpose of doing this was to help me de-stress a little bit. Spent the last 2 hours up on my roof, and I am like shredded from all the loose sand and grime that was just tearing into me. I guess we should go with Iron Fist. Well, I didn't like his character so much, though, because it doesn't have any range. And who can we use? Oh, here's someone we ain't using forever and a day.
So soon? Let's get to work.
Oh, so again, Midnight Q is the one who posted a shot of this, and I liked it a lot. I'm always about cool maps to play around in. And off of his still photo, I captured as much as I could and tried to replicate what he had. And I think I got pretty close to it. And now from there, I just decided I'm going to make this a fighting box where just a bunch of characters will just keep on constantly respawning, but from different locations. And I'm having a little bit of trouble. I got it to the point where the characters spawning was working, and then all of a sudden it wasn't working. Hold that thought a minute. I haven't eaten much in the last 2 days either with all that's been going on, so I'm trying to wolf down a few hot dogs here. And then to make it more interesting and entertaining, by the way, I enjoy living alone. It works for me. I'm very selfish with my time. And after a long day of dealing with crap at work, I come home, I got my 2 dogs, and I relax, and I chill out, and I game, and that's what gets me through a day. Well, right now I got my mom and stepdad having to stay here because their house a mile away has no electricity. As you guys know, all night gaming is because I have a reverse lifestyle. I live at night, or yeah, well, I'm awake at nighttime when other people are sleeping. I sleep during the daytime. How do you think that's working out? So I'm a little extra grouchy. I've got 3 hours sleep in the last 40 hours, and I can't fall asleep for another few hours, otherwise I'll completely throw my schedule out of whack. I said, hey, let's do a stream. But anyway, if anyone starts like walking back in the door sometime in the near future, I'll probably kill the audio part and just go with the build, so don't think I'm ignoring you guys or I didn't pay my bill and my battery got cut off of my wireless. Alright, let's see. I'll walk you through what we're doing down here so far. This is the button that will clear right from the get-go. As soon as you spawn in, it sets these to clear. Now, here's my only problem, I believe, at the moment, and that is these replayers. So I'm going to bring them up to the surface and make sure I didn't accidentally wipe them out or something. They're all very simple one-item things that will just have different locations, and they'll be random, so you won't know which is going to come up or where it's going to come up. And when I make these toy boxes, now that we can't share them in the sense that you can't download them to other people or upload them for other people to download, the only chance anyone will get to jump in on this one would be through SharePlay. And I try to bring stuff in as much as I can that I know other people maybe don't have and don't get to use, whether that be like cruise line ship stuff or in this case, the Kingdom Hearts key is one of the things that's in here. So, let me go here. Let me hit play. Alright, well that's there. There goes our green module. Our capsule. And that's back there, which is where you'll get the key once you press the button there. And if you don't do it within 10 seconds, as you just saw, it clears back out. Now my question is, alright, there it is. Alright, well it's working. So why is it not working? Alright, so what we know now is it's not the replayers. That one went away, that one went away. Okay, so far so good. What's supposed to make them kick in is when you wipe out an enemy wave. And the enemy waves are continuous. It's like you wipe one out, another one randomly spawns. It's one hot dog down, 2 to go. Hurricane cleanup is hungry work. So let me put these all back down here. Now that I know they're good. What I think I'm going to do is just run it. I even separated them and put them on their own individual loop. And in saying that, I don't even think it no longer does work with the enemy wave spawner. It did originally, and then I decided to make it its own loop, and it was working, but now it's not. So, all right, let's go back to here. Boom. All right. This button here requires. We have our dual input connection here, so. I wonder if this is causing the issue. Every 10 seconds this thing is going to send a shot to this. Let's try this. New logic connection. Mercy. No. Alright, why not? Let's try it, see if it works. Trigger 1. Reset. That's probably what it is right there. I bet it's just not resetting. Okay. New logic connection if it's trigger 2. And again, we're going to reset. Last but not least, trigger 3. Reset. And this way it's still looking for it. That should ought to do it. So 2 things will have to happen in order for it to spawn the next wave in. So the first thing is our 10 second, which I want to increase that, by the way. Properties, we're going to go 15. Alright, so now 15 seconds, it'll get a signal from there. And once the wave is defeated, whichever of the 3, we'll press that button, which will give it the second signal. 2 signals will then hit the randomizer, which will randomly select another wave of opponents. And it should, in theory, rinse and repeat. Because now, whenever it does select 1, 2, or 3, it'll be resetting this. And I think that's probably what was wrong. Feel relatively confident. Alright, come here, girl. Alright, let's see what her static pose does, because that wasn't so exciting. And while I'm waiting on that, there's another hot dog. Alright, 2 down, 1 left. Ooh, she can jump. I haven't used this character in so damn long. They know better. They've actually been pretty poorly behaved this last few days. I'm not real happy with their behavior. They're one of the reasons why I'm not getting squat for sleep. Oh, girls got guns. Oh. Level up. I thought they were all 20. How did I miss her? Woo, you missed. Alright, one more down here. Let's see if we can get...
Incoming.
Oh, well, it was there and it disappeared. We didn't see it in time. Oh, there's something. Hold it. There we go. Now let's see what else pops up here. Now nothing else should pop up until this wave is defeated. And there it is up top there. I don't think she jumps that high. Ooh, close though. And the music should not be overriding.
Stand down.
Okay, oh yeah. I forgot. It's been a long time. I was like, what is her specialty? Ooh, wrong button. Bye-bye. Yeah, she definitely has, she packs a punch there, don't she? Alright, so let's see, what do I got? There we go. Run, Forrest, run! Oh, it's already got the key. Thank you. Now I've got the key. I've got the power! Incoming! That sound effect, though, is like nails on a chalkboard. Each time a new spawn comes in, the Skydome changes. Get up, get up! How'd that get? Oh, never mind. Now, if I push the button, it'll always be the Kingdom Hearts key. But how many times do you want the key, though? Almost. I come bearing gifts. Man, I gotta use this character more often, man. She's pretty badass. Alright, so it looks like we're getting to another stumbling block, because it really should just keep on spawning opponents. And it was doing good. The Skydome is random, but it's also set to each wave. So, like, whichever, you know, like that last wave that just spawned will always have this Skydome attached to it. Okay, there is one still floating around here somewhere. I just heard him. How come it's not on the radar? Maybe he's back in here somewhere. Those little flying drones or something. What's that? What's that? Nope. Backstage of the magic. So you have 3 different Skydomes. But I've got the jukebox set to override everything. So I've never had this happen where it all of a sudden switches out with those settings. And now it's not spawning another enemy. So I can cheat it, I think, by just going back up to where the trigger box is, but that doesn't seem fair. Might have to do another reset down there as well. Maybe there was something I didn't... Alright, we should be in the box, right? Yeah, we go. There we go. So, worst case scenario. That might actually not be so bad, because this way you can kind of play until all of a sudden it stops doing its thing, and then that might be enough. So again, I didn't get to see but a still photograph of his map. Speaking of photos, if you guys are at all into seeing the damage that hurricanes do and forces of nature and all that kind of crap, I got some of the stuff posted on our community board, Infinity Ever After. did look pretty dramatic the way the fence was all blown out. I'll say one thing though, I've done many a storm before and cleanups and all that kind of stuff. Good thing about having PVC plastic privacy fences, you don't get splinters, and they're pretty lightweight panels, so yeah, not a lot to deal with in that. But they're expensive as hell, and it hurts more when you have to replace them. Oh no. As soon as we like the lake sweeps. As soon as we get done with a couple more rounds of this, I think I'm going to bounce into the toy box and show off the it's kind of like a testing grounds where I worked on the logic for the Doctor Strange build, which I'm still not all the way done with. I got like 90% of it done. I just got to finish up the last parts of logic that were giving me a hard time. Okay, what? Oh, he got me anyway? Wait a minute, I'm invisible. How you like me now? Dance. Never saw it coming.
That feels great.
I gotta see what level she's up to. Or does it show me here? 17. Oh, we might have to go visit old Sparky. I really thought they were all 20'd up. Oop, missed it by that much. Gosh, dang it. And again, not spawning an enemy. But we did manage to fix the item spawners. That's really the bigger issue because we're still getting several waves out before it kind of shuts down, and that's alright. You can always go back up to the trigger. So now, why don't we do this real quick? Going to show you some logic both from the Doctor Strange build and this one. What am I doing? No, I'm right. I'm loading. So the logic that I'm going to show about this build here was the centerpiece statue you may have noticed in the lower level. It's the monster statue, but it's nicely encompassed by a couple of corner terrain pieces, and it was a little tricky to make it all come together the way you see it.
Widow reporting for duty.
And in between these, I'm going back to Twilight, trying to get my Minox taken care of. I'm up to like 25, I think, now, or somewhere there. Alright, let's start with this one. What I needed was Doctor Strange to be able to fly. Well, the problem is, the Doctor Strange cape doesn't allow you to fly, it allows you to glide. And I didn't realize that when I ordered it, so I was already imagining that you'd just be able to fly out. And when I realized you couldn't, I had to make a non-flying character fly. So, pretty simple. I just had a stairway going up to a base platform. We have our wind machine down under here. As soon as you enter the box, the wind machine is on. And if we look way up there, That's the main floor he's going to be heading up to, and the box above that is going to turn the machine off. So we get here. Now it's not going to just blow you up, so you have to jump, and then you begin to fly. Now to get the rest of the way up there, just double jump. And then it turns off, and you land, and just like that, your non-flying character flies. Now the rest of the box build out for that particular set is going to require the gliding strictly. Well, yeah, there's ways of making a character fly. I just, like I said, wanted it to be the Doctor Strange cape, and with that you're not going to fly, so. Alright, so now let's take a look at that little fountain piece, which was very cleverly done. I love it when people come up with these little unique ways of making things fit. Let's start with our replayers, because we're going to need those. So go to our Creativitoys and bounce over here. We're going to need 3 of them all together, so where am I at? We're good? We're good. 1, 2, and 3. Everything else from here on in will be recorded and played back. So we'll begin here. And I don't really think it matters which order you record them in, but it will matter the order you play them back in. So we want, let's see, we'll start with the terrain blocks, not even blocks, but the, that. And it should be the last one, I think. And guess what? I'm going to change that. Before we go into the build, I forgot that we need to put a marker down. Makes it a lot easier, that's for sure. The marker is going to represent the center of the circle. You could use a path creator or a locator. I choose to use a locator. So there's that. And now we can go back to where I was a moment ago and record. Okay, so we are going to, where's my locator? Oh, Mercy. That will be, looks like the center of the circle. And we're going to use the city theme on this, which is right. Well, that is the theme, but it's the wrong part. So maybe it was this one. Nope. I'm so certain it was this one. What's going on? Let's see what happens here. No, it's not that. Alright, I was mistaken. Let's see. If it's not that, I'll be surprised, but could be. Yep, it is. Right? Looks like it. It is. Alright. My bad. And you can see that the locator's in the center. Save that there. Back out. And stop the recording and make it go away. Now we're going to go to second. Start recording again. This time we're going to make the upper half of the same circle. And with our marker we'll know exactly that we're centered. And we can see if this will fit right now. Now you see it's not appearing. So, in this case, watch and see if it works again. Make that disappear. Make this appear. And now let's see if this one will play nice. That's centered. That is also centered. Oh, I know what I'm forgetting. Well, before we do that, let's just finish this up. Need either a trigger box or a barrier block. Let's see. And I'm trying to remember. Let's go. The Toy Origins monsters. Monsters. We got that. And now where is our... There we go. There's the center. Poof. And make that go away. Now, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and grab that. I think I used a barrier block. I don't think it matters. They both do pretty much the same thing in this situation. Oop, get back there. And just drag that to cover the area that you know it's going to be in. Back out of there. Now that's not being saved in a replayer because that's just going to be. Now, here's where the order will probably matter, but we'll see. So there's part 1. Part 2, now it does show up, and let's see if the statue falls into place. Not a problem. Maybe it is a problem. There we go. Voila. So again, it's kind of interesting that it will work, but you just got to kind of, it's almost like picking the lock. And that's why I really enjoy getting to look at other people's work, especially when they out-clever the game like that. Because the odds are I would have thought that you just can't put these 3 shapes together and moved on, or done something a little bit different. Now, in looking back at his still picture that he posted, I think he actually had these further apart. I'm not sure how... Again, I'm presuming it was a perfect circle. Maybe it wasn't. Talking about the inner rail part. Because I also noticed that he had some water floor tiles down as well. But it was after I'd gotten to this point, and I was like, you know what? It'll work for what I'm doing. It'll work. And I still felt like I learned a new trick here, so I was happy about that too. Then back over here, a couple of things I was working on. If I ever get this Doctor Strange box finished, I'd never built a box using the Odin tube So I wasn't sure how much, if you had to assign people to teams to make them attack it or whatever, but no, pretty much if you have nobody set on a team, the AI bad guys are just going to go to town on this thing. So that's why that's there. And then I'm pretty sure we showed this on an earlier video. I'll go through it real quickly here, though. Working on the pressure plates and making it work to the point where I didn't want somebody to be able to put like 2 objects down and then stand on the 3rd pressure plate and have it work. Because when you step off, I wanted it to reset immediately back. And it wasn't doing... It would reset the counter, so it would go from, let's say, 3 back to 2. But because it already hit 3, it was activating a box I didn't want activated. So that's when I had to get involved with my friends over here. Logic Gate, which I'm getting a little better at that, and I'm glad I'm sticking with it because it definitely does give you a lot of opportunities to do different things that you wouldn't have done without it. So now I have a replayer here every second sending a pulse to the button. Every second the button is trying to connect down here and tell the cannon to fire off. Problem is, all these gates are locked and closed and the signal can't get through. And there was something else, though. Let me see. Because that alone doesn't fix the problem I was describing. Alright, they're now closed. The gates are. Is there a dual trigger or something like that? Yeah. Let's see something here. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay. Honest to God, I don't feel like I'm forgetting something here. Like I'm supposed to be doing one more thing or something. Is this firing? Goes to there, goes to there, goes to there, goes to there, goes to there. There's something more that I did in the toy box because it works. And I can't think of what I'm missing here. If all 3 of those are down now, that is opening the path. And this signal shouldn't be getting stuck on anyway. Although that's not the way I want it to work. What I did in the toy box is the minute you step off, let's say I didn't use all 3 of these, let's say I only used 2 and then stepped on it. So now you have a trigger area that's active that I really didn't want to. Well, the minute it goes back down, that gate is closed again and that signal's not getting through. That's what it was. But now I see that the signal is pulsating. I'm not sure why the difference. But it still isn't getting through for some reason. Or if these are all set right. Power switch, when it's on or closed, which is what I want. And what about the pressure plate? When it's activated, open. Again, that's what we want. And when it's deactivated, it's closed. So that's all right. And then it also shouldn't matter what order you throw objects down on. Pressure plate. Excuse me. Brave pressure plate. When it's activated, it's open. Activated is open. Alright, so guys, if it's open, why the heck is it not working? Go here. New logic connection. Let's see. Repeater. When it repeats, press the button. Then we go to logic gate. When it's pressed, input. That's good. So we know the first portion is working. Now we go here. Output puts an input. And power switch. When it's on, we're closed. Action button. Shut up. God. Did I mention they have not been behaving well lately? I gotta admit, I don't know what the hell that noise was either, but shut up. Drive me crazy. And this last one has double duty because it has to not only, let's see, on output, right? We're going to get the Mickey shape, yes. And red. Power switch when it's on, we close, that is correct. Brave plug activated is open, correct. Deactivated, it's closed, that is correct. And I think I see the problem. Yep. Needs one more connection. New logic connection. Output. Input. And that creates the loop that we need, which was just now missing. So yeah. Well, hell, I don't know. I know it works in the toy box. I always do better in Spark mode. I think I have it. Wait a minute. Let me try this. Because normally I don't use a power switch for this, that's what. And I think it just keeps on sending it that on signal, which means it's closed even. So, right, it should still be closed. The difference now. Or not. Logic gate, when it's on, is closed. And that's it. So the idea is you turn it on to close it. And then you should be able to just back out now and still have it closed because it was set in the closed mode. And then these things open it up after the fact. Let's try one more time. One, two. There it is, finally. I was gonna say, there's no reason that shouldn't have been working. And just like that, it's off. Then you have to reset the whole thing again. Okay. Well, there's your learning experience as well. So you want to turn it on and turn it off. But it also was missing that last loop. So what I did in the actual toy box to make this cannon go off and make it so that you couldn't have just stepped on it yourself to finish the third platform was that there was a trigger area here, and then we had a dual action trigger. So yes, you had to have all three of those covered, but then you also had to, while they were covered, have something or someone, actual player, inside the trigger area. So the minute you left the plate to go over to the trigger area, all of a sudden it blocked the signals, and you still couldn't get it to do it until you did it the right way. So it forces the player to find all of the objects. Alright, well, like I said, it was going to be short, sweet, and simple. I think it was, and I'm kind of enjoying these little simple builds that have been coming along lately. I like doing the stuff like the Doctor Strange one as well. But this little Iron Fist set was kind of cool. I enjoyed it. I like that Star Wars Jedi Pillars of Doom thing. That was pretty cool, and that was real super simple. I was actually watching some Monsters University. Like I said, I was kind of held hostage for several days at work, and being Disney, we had all these Disney movies that they decided to put on a loop. So when I wasn't working, I was in a room. There wasn't a whole lot to choose from, and one of them was Monsters University, not the movie, Monsters Inc. And I had never seen it. So basically, it's the, if you haven't seen it, it's the prequel. Kind of shows you how Mike and Sully met and became buddies. And it was pretty cool for what it was. I didn't get to see all of it. I saw most of it. But basically it's a Hunger Games of monsters. So they're kind of trying to out-scare one another and get these objectives. And I'm thinking, how can we tie this into a toy box? And I still really have no idea. But I kind of have this desire to try and figure something out. Might have to watch the whole thing all the way through. Alright, folks. I'm going to call it a stream. I just wanted to get back out there. I wanted to decompress a little bit. It's been a very, very ugly 3 to 5 days now. Jen! I enjoyed it. I do want to see, I didn't get to see the end of it. I didn't get to see like probably the last, I'm guessing 20 minutes at least. I wonder if it's on Netflix. If it's on Netflix, I'll be watching that like today or tonight. But I enjoyed it as well from what I saw of it. I want to see if I can't come up with a toy box to represent and pay homage. Let me go ahead and save this now that we have new logic added to it. This is the logic box. That's what I gotta call this. Originally it was just about the flight thing, but now I'm just like popping all my logics in here. The logic box. Let's save that for future posterity. Like I said, I'm working on about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours sleep in the last 48 hours. I am toast. And about 90 minutes from now, I am going to try and sleep. I might even take some of that ZQL as a guarantee that I sleep. Alright folks, I'm going to call it a wrap. Remind everybody that if you are on the PlayStation Network and want to hang out with a bunch of people who are all still dedicated to playing Disney Infinity 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, join us on the PlayStation Network community, Infinity Ever After. We've got over 160 now. The number just keeps going up. I'm so just like at a loss for words. I thought if we ever hit 50 we'd be doing good because we started it up the day the servers went down. And it just has snowballed, and we've really been gaining this, especially recently, we've been gaining this group of people that are really getting active in the community and posting different material that they're building and hosting share plays and all that kind of stuff, and just really, really happy with the direction it's been heading in. So if you find yourself getting this game now, a lot of people that we've been getting lately didn't realize that the servers are gone. They just thought they got a heck of a deal on a great game, and they did. But with the servers gone, that means you don't get to share stuff, but you can still play with other folks from all around the world. All you've got to do is do it through Share Play. And sometimes folks don't have as good an internet connection to make that happen, but then the other people in our group do, so you can kind of party up with them, and then you can kind of piggyback through them. So hopefully, if you're not already there, we will see you soon. In the meantime, this is Old School reminding you Disney Infinity is the game where the only limitation is your imagination. I'm going to get some sleep, y'all. Catch you later.